Hey everyone, it's Jack, and we
Alyssa.
are and Alyssa. Oh my gosh,
Yes.
and we are here at the Boulder Roll on Saturday afternoon, and we have a Magic the Gathering winner
Takes all.
Yeah, commander event going on. We have the final pod here, and they're playing for winner take all the little piles of cards, and they are getting a Mystery Masters pack.
Yes.
Sounds very suspicious. So we're here. We're hanging out. We're
Wow, Paul got the packs.
Look
So
how-
the winner is winning this many packs.
That's a lot
That's
of packs.
24, just so
That's
you're
24
wondering.
packs.
And
24
a mystery
packs.
Ultimate
So that
Masters
means
pack.
that is.
I mean, not Ultimate, but just a Mystery Masters.
So
pack.
how many cards are in each pack?
15. But I was thinking this is like 3/4 of a box right here.
That's a lot
Just
of a
about.
box. Yeah. So there are a lot of cards on the line. So we're going to try to keep track of life as we go. But we're in a room, and the people are playing at a table, so it may or may not be super duper effective. Anyway, so here we are.
I'll
We
put the
Do you want
packs.
these back?
I'm going to put them on the table in the middle.
in the middle on the table, just to taunt everyone. So
Here
Paul's
the
up.
packs come.
Here they come. Let's see what's going on. You see Paul's feet walking about. What's the over under on Paul bumping the camera and making it shake? So,
Oh, there they go. Oh, here we go.
there
Oh,
they
there's
go.
more.
There's more.
They look like a lot more when I was holding them.
All right. So let's see here. So we have 4 players. We have Ian, Austin, Rob, and Matt. Now, pretty crazy. A lot of stuff happening. Everyone starts with 40 life. Now, let's in the interest in all honesty, I don't know what I'm talking about.
And this is my first time here. So
But-
we're going to do our best.
Alyssa actually knows the game.
Yes.
I am just a pretty face.
I actually played in this tournament.
You did?
And I lost.
Oh, but you did. But
But I
heard you.
did it.
But I actually heard you. You basically took control of the board for a little while. Is that a true statement?
Well, not really, but it's pretty close. So, one of the other players had Arcane Laboratory up on the field, which made it so that each person could only cast one spell a turn.
Oh wow.
So it was very restricting for Rob, who was trying to combo off, should you say. So I fought very hard to keep that on the board. And then when I finally killed the player with the Arcane Laboratory,
Oh, you opened it yourself up to
Yeah.
just the inevitable beatdown.
yeah, so Rob had exactly one turn to kill me. Yeah, exactly one turn. And he also, at that point, when it was his turn to play to try and kill me, he had 3 life. So it was very close.
So I am going to attempt to make comments.
2 people who are commenting. In the
2 people
chat.
who are commenting, and so we're going to try to do that, make some comments. We're going to see what's going on the Twitch. We have 5 viewers, so thank you for coming in and stopping and watching. Paul is creeping in on us, and
Definitely creeping in the shower room.
yep. So so here we go. It looks like we're kicking off. Can we actually get a view of the cards? I wonder. I'd have to probably go
Like
out
if we
and
can do a clarification
I'd
of
have
the
to-
cards.
I'd have to go and lower the camera so that we could actually see what's the cards that are there. So if you don't mind, I'm going to pop out just for a second,
Alright.
lower the camera a touch, and be right back.
So it looks like we're trying to get a closer view of the camera here, so we can see what everyone's playing. There's a little bit of glare on the cards. Slightly, but not much. slightly better. But
Slightly better.
Looks like Austin's cards are almost completely out of view because of the sleeves he's using. But
well, that prevents people from popping in with super secret tech devices and getting good shows of their cards.
Right. We lost a viewer because of it.
Oh no.
What a shame.
So that's as close as we're going to be able to get without
Right.
really. So the bottom cards look like they're full page lands, full image land.
Yes.
Islands. So
They
it looks,
are.
So it looks
Very
like
good.
we have a. So let's shift now that I've
Shift
made
the
some.
life totals.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be very hard to keep track of life totals, especially now that we can't really tell what's going on here.
Yeah.
Put it in the right there. Yeah.
And. Okay, here we go. We're going to try to keep up with life, and I'll pop out and check it out a little at a time. So, how's everything going? So we're at three viewers. So if you're out there, tell us where you're watching from, and we'll.
I think we can see who's viewing. If that's something you're interested in. So if you go to the chat, that I think it's those 3 dots there. No, a little to the right on the chat box itself, next to the cog wheel. So those are the users in chat right now.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you know anybody by name.
I don't. But another TV viewer, host giveaway, Merc.
L2N.
L2N.
Positivity Bot.
Positivity Bot sounds so nice.
And Skinny Seahorse.
Okay,
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining. We hope you enjoy. We're going to try to see how this all goes. It looks.
So it looks like Rob has his commander out. Rashmi.
Okay.
Rashmi is a very interesting choice for a commander. When he casts a spell, he can then take a card from the top of his library and put it in his hand if it's like under the amount of converted mana cost.
Okay.
So that was why it was particularly detrimental for him only to be able to play 1 spell a turn.
Okay.
But it looks like he has Soul Ring out, which is a commander staple.
Okay.
So it adds 2 mana to his mana pool.
Okay.
So he has a lot of mana right now, because he also has Land of War Elves.
Okay, and Land of War Elves, so
Adds 1 green mana to your mana pool. It's a 1/1 creature.
It's a 1/1 creature that adds mana, so you just pile it up.
So it's just 1 mana. You can only add 1 mana, because it has a tap.
But every elf you put out, you can get another mana?
No, just that one.
Just
unless the elf that he puts out says it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Ian, is he playing a mix of black and white? Is that?
It appears to be black and white.
Okay. And then, and Matt, Matt is playing.
So I just know Matt personally. So he's playing Lord Windgrace, which is red, white, green, I believe.
Okay. Now, as a Magic newbie,
yes.
I have it. My understanding is that the white is focused towards health and health regeneration.
Yeah.
The black is kind of death focused, right?
Yes.
So dealing out
lots of kill spells in black.
And then red is the sort of easiest deck to kind of manage.
And to an extent, it's a lot of direct damage to players and creatures.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then and then green would be a little bit more difficult, and then blue being the hardest kind of deck to master.
Probably, yeah. Blue would be the hardest.
Okay. So now, when somebody has to reshuffle their deck, so they reshuffle, hand it to the person next to them, who then cuts the deck.
Yes.
Is that the standard procedure?
Yes. Most of the time, if you're in I guess like a tournament or something, they'll have you cut the deck just to know that like you're not cheating.
Okay. Ooh, somebody just gave us a symbol. Up to the camera, but I don't know why or what that was for. Oh, so our little, our personal little picture. I'm going to shrink because it seems to be. There we go.
Obstructing the view.
Oh, we're going to make ourselves tiny, if that's okay.
That's all right.
So then the Rob has a bunch of islands that I can see.
Hi. Do you want to be on camera?
Do you want to do us a favor and go and tell us what?
Yes, why don't you go get the life totals from the table?
Yeah. And,
Which life total?
for
Everyone's
everyone.
life total.
Yeah, so we can try to keep
So we
it
can
updated.
update them.
Okay, let me get a piece of paper.
So,
I really thought Mike would want to be on camera with me,
no.
but I guess not.
Yeah, I mean,
How unfortunate.
you could leverage the whole like engagement thing
Yeah.
to like get on camera, Mister.
Yeah.
But you know you might want to wait and
Yeah.
use that.
Well, it's weird
power.
because I kind of, when I played a lot of games in my lifetime, and I always kind of wanted to stream. So this is
Okay.
why I was like very excited just for to do this. But I never, like I was saying to you before we got on camera, I never really had the hardware. So like this, look at here we have, our viewers can't see it. We have a very fancy camera here and a very fancy microphone.
We do.
And we have this big camera tower out there.
We do.
It's very nice.
Yeah. So it's my wife actually picked up a whole bunch of streaming equipment for me for Christmas, because she wanted the store to have a regular stream.
Okay, so we have updated life totals.
Okay.
So starting with Ian, he is at 36 life.
Oh, Ian.
We're gonna need you to update us periodically on this.
Okay.
And everyone else is at 30.
Rob is at 30, and everyone else has lost life.
Okay,
So we're updating all of them right now.
All right.
Rob is at 39.
So Austin
is at 37.
Ooh. And so
Matt and Rob are both at 39.
39. So apologize. My wife has been very vocal about my clicking being very loud.
Oh, okay.
So if you support my wife's argument that my mouse is extra loud, please feel free to stop by and donate a new mouse to the Bolter Hole. Or I can, just make a comment. Yes, your wife is right. The clicking is too loud. And I will endeavor to search for less clicky, loudy mouse. So.
Didn't I believe that Zach bought a mouse for Jackie at one point, and it was completely silent when you clicked it.
A silent mouse.
That might be the way to go.
Now, all the mice in my house are silent, but the mouse at the computer is very loud. Very
Gotcha.
loud. So, all right, let's see what's going on there. What is that?
Back to the table.
What is that card that just got played that in the from Matt?
Oh, so that's Lord Windgrace, his commander.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right, so Lord Windgrace. So, what do the lords do? Are they basically the general on the field?
Lord is just the name of the card for this
Okay.
particular one, but Lord Windgrace in and of itself is a planeswalker.
Okay.
So planeswalkers are a different type of card because they have a list of abilities that you can do.
Okay.
And they can also be targeted as players. So when a spell says like deal 3 damage to a player, it could be redirected to a planeswalker.
Okay. So the planeswalker eats the damage and your life total doesn't drop.
Right.
But then you could lose your planeswalker eventually.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
You can also attack it like it was a person.
Okay. And they have special powers that
Yes.
and ways to manipulate the deck that help you.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not a personal fan of having planeswalkers as commanders.
Okay.
But some people like it.
Aha. All right, let's take a look. So Ian has he has some black and some red going. Let's see. So the dice are your life total, or does the dice also signify other things, or the life of the planeswalker?
Yeah, so some dice can signify a couple different things. One, so see here, it appears that Austin is using his dice as a life total.
Okay.
Because, and I can just tell that because it's kind of off to the side on his playmat, but it appears that Matt is using his dice to keep the number of counters on Lord Windgrace.
Okay.
So, dice can be used for various things.
Okay. And it looks like Ian has just tapped to bring out somebody.
Something that is unclarifiable.
Oh, I thought this was the bathroom. Sorry.
It's just.
We're
Oh,
live.
do you want to join us on the live stream?
Yeah.
Oh, the
everyone?
live stream.
Yeah, get in there.
Come on in, Mackenzie. This is Mackenzie.
Hello, everybody.
We're trying to Chromecast it.
Hello, everybody. You don't need to see me.
Oh, you don't want anyone to see. Okay. So back. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can just be a voice.
Yes,
from
I'm
the
just a
distance.
voice.
Okay. Do you want to do a life total check, Mr. Mike? All right, and then looks like Austin is playing. So, can you walk me through as a new player or a new somebody who's learning just the tiny bits about Magic? Walk me through how a turn starts. So.
Sure. So your turn starts. There's three things that you start your turn with: untap, upkeep, and draw.
Okay.
So when you untap, you know probably from your limited experience that tapping is typically used to use something.
Okay.
It's still the same. An updated life total determines that
Okay.
they're still the same.
They're all the same.
And then after your untap step, which is the first thing you do in a turn, is your upkeep.
Okay.
So
Are you eating on
your
camera?
upkeep is oftentimes nothing happens on your upkeep, but there's also cards that will trigger on your upkeep.
Okay.
And in order to have a trigger on your upkeep, that means there's a card on the field that says, at your upkeep, do this.
Okay.
And then you draw a card for turn. So all that happens before you draw a card.
Okay.
Then once you draw a card, you have a main phase. Your main phase, you can pretty much do anything
Okay.
during that phase. Anything in your hand, anything
Okay.
on the field. And then you have a combat phase. So that would be where you attack.
Okay.
You can attack people and planeswalkers, like we just said. And then after your combat phase, there's another main phase called your second main phase.
Oh. So there's a main phase and then another main phase.
Yes. So sometimes
That's super confusing.
it is a little confusing. The good news is that
There's no audio out there, right?
No.
Okay, good.
the good news is that your main phase and your second main phase, you can do the same things on it.
Okay.
But sometimes there's a benefit to having to do casting spells on your second main phase. I guess primarily one of them would be is if you attacked and then now a creature's taken damage and you want to play a spell on your second main phase that will kill that creature.
Okay.
So sometimes you can bluff and pass your second main phase or whatever. So there's a various number of reasons why you would want to cast something on your second main and on your first main versus your first main, but for all intents and purposes, they're the same thing.
Okay.
Once that happens, you move to an end step.
Okay.
And then a cleanup phase where all damage is resolved. So
Okay.
any creature that has taken damage that hasn't died will resolve its damage and go back to full health.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, if a creature doesn't die in one attack,
Yes.
it comes back to full health.
Right.
Okay. So it's not like you track. So if I have a 4/4 creature and it blocks 2 damage,
Yep.
But you can't do extra damage on it.
You could do extra damage if you had a spell that was like deal 2 damage to this
Okay.
creature, to a creature. And
But if you don't
do
have,
it,
if you don't do that, then when it comes back to that player, during your end phase of the person attacking it, it's basically back to normal.
Right.
So you can't do a bunch of damage and then the next person in the pod
Right.
attack the same creature to
Right.
finish it off.
Right.
Yeah, you like one person has to do all the damage. Okay,
Right.
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, and then yeah, I
Looks
can't.
like we have some comments from our viewers.
Oh, we do. Oh, peace. Hi.
There's peace, and would that constitute as an owl or a cat?
That looks like a cool cat.
Cat with sunglasses, would you say? Hello.
That was us saying hello.
Yes.
Um,
But I decided to vocalize it.
Perfect. But that's sort of the LOL, but
Yes.
you know, it's funny now that people say LOL instead of just laughing. That's such is the world we've come to. Now let's take a look. I'm looking at. I'm looking at.
What are you doing? I'm busy.
Mike is trying to distract Alyssa.
Mike is trying to resolve a trade right now between me and him while I'm on camera.
Oh, that's nice. Is he trying to leverage the
You know
camera to make a trade? That is not acceptable here on camera. So.
Okay.
Now, ooh, it looks like some life totals may have changed. If only we had someone who could manage life totals for us.
If only we had someone who could do that for us, right?
That's, for the audience, that's passive aggressive to be like, Mike, get going, like that.
Yeah.
So Mike is trying to resolve a trade for me with, what did you add to that trade? Yeah, but I think let's do 3,
Okay.
just in case, because I might want one for my commander deck.
Okay, that's a fair deal.
It's a fair deal.
So I have just traded.
So Alyssa is in here, and Mike has basically taken her cards while she's busy.
Yep.
And has sold things off.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Meanwhile, we're trying to keep track of all the islands and mana on this table and all these creatures. It looks like Rob has like a whole deck of people out there, like 2 tapped, 3 just waiting for action.
All right, let's take a closer look at this. Maybe Mike can help us out with this.
It's a glare.
There is a glare, so that's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah,
that
so
we're
we
dealing
can't.
with.
We're really having trouble seeing any of Austin's cards simply because of the glare.
And I think it's also because of the sleeves that he's using.
It might be, but those are pretty. Like his deck is he has a lot of really nice cards.
Have you noticed that? I just noticed that his playmat is in fact some people playing Magic on Dolphins.
Oh, wow. Well, and it looks like his life total is hanging out on an island.
Yeah, you're right.
So.
Is Ian's mat Emrakul, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Emrakul, Kozilek,
Like a stained glass Emrakul?
Well, it's Emrakul, Kozilek, and Ulamog.
Okay.
So it looks Rob has just shared a card with Austin. It looks like he's reading it to look at the results.
To clarify the
Yeah.
effect of the card.
So it might not be the things. It looked like as soon as Austin took the card over to his side, the glare. It might be that Austin is directly under one of the lights.
Under one of the lights.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. Did you just see he lifted up those cards and?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and something has gone off the board, and Austin has taken a dice for some sort of token or counter.
Yes. It appears as though Matt has a demonic tutor on the top of his library.
Oh.
I can tell that just by the very vague art there.
Okay.
Hello, Joe.
Hello. I'm joining
You want to come hang out?
I'll join you for a brief moment.
Yeah, but Joe is a card master. He knows lots of cards. That's Joe's hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's Joe. Say hi, Joe.
Hello.
I thought that me and Joe would make a great team to stream because he's very funny and I'm very funny.
That's a 35.
All right, so we have an updated life total here.
I might be doing commentary more later on, but as of right now, I have a really bad cough, and I don't want to just have you listen to that. So, but this game is going great.
Is it?
Yeah.
Anyone else updated?
So Ian is at 31.
Ooh. So we're just updating life totals here. Ian is at 31, which is Okay. And Matt?
Is at 40.
Ooh.
He has gained some life.
Matt is
1 point.
full of life.
Matt is the dark horse of this battle right now. I'll say
Why
that
do you
right
say
now.
that, Joe?
Matt is fairly new to the commander scene.
Oh.
As am I.
Yes, you are. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you both have really good standings. Matt's kind of
Did you want to be on camera?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Matt's Jun deck is kind of left field right now comparatively to the others. It is a new add to our meta here, which is mostly full of combo players that just run blue, which he does not, but he combos off extremely well.
Okay.
So actually, Joe was telling me when we got here today that Matt's deck is so different than anything he's played against that Joe believes he has to build a whole new deck.
Yes, none of my top end decks actually interact well with his, so I actually now have to make a brand new deck because of it, which I'm more than likely happy to do because I enjoy building.
Do you have
decks.
any ideas?
I have to go with a more graveyard hate themed deck because his very much runs off his graveyard to a degree.
Okay. So that means we're running off the graveyard means he's bringing things back to life that have been discarded over and over and over again.
Reanimating.
So he just took the card from the top of his deck and put it into his hand and then flipped over the other card so he gets to see what's coming next?
So see this, there's this creature on the left, I guess our left side of the Planeswalker called Courser of Crufix. So the conditions of that card is that he plays with the top card of his library revealed.
Oh.
Yes.
So everyone gets to see what's happening.
Everyone gets to see what's up next for Matt.
And he gets a better idea of what's happening.
Also, that card makes you play an additional land each turn.
Oh.
So it's a really good card, but like the tax is that everyone gets to see.
And you gain a life.
And you gain a life when you play lands?
Yep.
Yes.
So, that's interesting. So you play lands, you gain life. You're forced to play more lands. Right?
Yes.
It gives you card advantage for mana ramping and helping plow through your deck faster. Just the side effect of having that is that everybody gets to see what your next turn could possibly be.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
But that's limited, especially if they don't know what's in your hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like
very much so.
So it looks like Ian. So Ian runs a mix of
What commander
red
is Ian
and.
running?
Eat.
Do you know?
It's like red. It's like it looks like he has a lot of colors in there. Oh, Ian is
Ian is running Kess Storm.
Okay.
So his goal is to eventually cast a bunch of spells with most likely Yawgmoth's Will, and pull a bunch of stuff out of his deck, cast a bunch of spells, and have Aetherflux Reservoir to gain a bunch of life and just blow them up each time with 40 life.
Would you say that with the Planeswalker, or not the Planeswalkers, but with the cards that you see on the board, each of these players are trying to combo off to win the game?
Yes, it is. It is the anyone who's running blue, which is the 3 of the Magic players at this table, is literally just battling out to see who can combo off, trying to bait each other's counter magic out of their hand, so that maybe they have a shot to just plow through. While Matt has a good chance because he's not running blue and he's more kind of under the radar in a way.
So when you say like combo off, what does that mean for the guys like me who are the guys and gals who are just starting that don't really know what's going on? So when you combo off, what does that really mean?
So one of the number one things I could say about comboing off is life totals don't really matter.
Okay.
Oftentimes, as a beginning Magic player, you're going to want to deal damage with life totals, or deal damage to someone's life total. So by damaging them with creatures or with spells. But there's also a lot of different ways that you can win. Sometimes you can just produce infinite mana so that you would be able to cast anything and everything you wanted. Sometimes you can
draw out your entire library to get everything you need in your hand and just go kaplooey and just play everything that would make you win the game.
Almost exclusively, and maybe with the exception of Ian's Aetherflux Reservoir, everyone on this table is trying to win in one turn and kill everyone off at the same time.
Oh, that sounds really difficult.
Really intense. It's very intense.
Okay, and that's all based on combo cards that build off each other that create multiple layered effects.
Yes.
Okay.
So yes, very difficult for a new player
You need
to
to get
understand.
you need to get all your key pieces out and just.
Right.
Once you do, though, you're most likely going to win the game unless
But-
somehow they
Yeah.
can disrupt it.
So that said, everyone at the table probably knows what the other player is trying to combo off.
Yes, Ian and Rob have a long history of being rivals, if you would say. So they know each other's decks and their playstyle very well. Rob has now actually made a brand new deck, Rashmi.
Which works very well.
Yeah,
I may add.
It does. I
Oh
played against it
man,
for
the
first-
mystery packs, the mystery master packs are here.
Oh no!
Would you look at that?
Oh wow!
It really add some
That's why I
stark
said I don't know
contrast
about it,
to
yeah.
those yellow Ravnica's decks.
Would you believe that there's 24 packs on the line?
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yes.
Well, that's what happens when you winner take all.
Yeah, it's a
So-
great.
Anyways,
It's actually a
continue.
great event to play in, honestly.
Yeah. Anyways, continue. You were talking about Ian and Rob, how they have a long history together.
Yeah.
In fact, it's kind of hilarious
Did you see
about. I did.
That's the
So-
selection of packs. We've got the pineapple bag right here, which
Okay.
is available for sale. Actually, they don't see us, can
They do.
They do see it.
Oh, okay.
So we have this gorgeous pineapple bag for sale at the Boulder Hole in Bellingham. They're $5. I've purchased one myself.
Me too.
And when you put dice in them and you close them, have you seen these, Jack? They
yeah.
become pineapples.
Which is amazing.
Fantastic. And inside this, we're putting some raffle tickets. So that means that whoever wins is going to pull out a raffle ticket.
And
look at it.
They're going to get whatever.
And decide, which will decide which Masters pack they get
Oh.
to take home.
So they don't
the
get a pick.
selection.
They don't get a pick.
Oh.
So the selection is Ultimate Masters,
Yep.
Masters 25,
Mm-hmm.
and
Iconic
Masters?
Masters. Yep.
is that it?
Eternal Masters.
Oh.
And Masters 2017.
Wow. So
That's
Eternal
all.
There
Masters.
are 5 different packs choices.
That
are
seems
gonna be
like
in that.
it's almost like a mystery masters pack.
Yep, that's exactly what we're going for. Would you mind if I picked a ticket?
No, they picked it when they win.
Yeah, but I want to pick one just to see what it would be if I picked it.
Sure, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
We'll relive the experience after the game.
All right. So just Jack, the Eternal Masters and the Modern Masters set 2017 are for sale for $25.
Oh, jeez.
So that is a very expensive pack.
Yeah,
So that is
sure
what you
is.
want to win.
There's good value to be had in those packs.
Masters 25.
Yep.
Ooh.
It would have been Masters 25, which is a $10 pack on sale right now.
Yes.
Iconic Masters is also a $10 pack.
But those are good.
Should we
Packs to buy
trust
from.
you with the pineapple?
Yeah, I can be trusted.
Okay.
We don't know.
I would hope so.
So let's take a look.
Should we get an updated life total?
We should probably bump out and get an updated life total.
Joe's going to grab us an updated life total.
Okay. Here we go. And so, as a person just watching from the
Yes.
distance, it almost feels to me that Rob has a lot out there right now.
Yes.
And and also Austin looks like but it could just be that.
Yep.
It could just be. Here, I'm gonna move this down here.
Okay.
So that
That's a smart choice. I like the
Because-
way that looks here.
looks like there are a lot. Okay, see now that I've moved that, I get to see that Matt actually also has a lot of cards out. And it looks like Ian has a discard pile, but he's looking at all of his discard pile is stretched out,
Yes.
as though he has access to any of it. Perhaps.
So
Is that-
sometimes, well, we have an updated life total list, so we'll
Okay.
talk about that in a minute.
So Ian's life total is still at 31.
Okay.
So no change there. Rob is down to 34. Matt is 42. He keeps gaining that life, and Austin
Matt
is
Corso Crufix.
doing its work.
Is Rob at 32 or 34?
34.
Okay.
And Austin's at 33.
Does the board state feel in favor of one particular person?
No, it's kind of like a stalemate right now.
Okay.
It seems to me
Okay.
because they're just all like trying to like see how one can break through the other.
Okay.
Because if one's gonna try and break through, both the other blue players may try and stop him just to spite him, just so that way he can't win, and that'll be a battle between the other two.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is a couple-hour game.
I would really appreciate if play was left out of this game.
So anyways, we were talking about discard piles.
Yes. Yeah,
And so I think when a player stretches out their discard pile, it appears as though Austin has done such as well. It's kind of just a player choice.
Oh, okay.
So he's able to see everything in his graveyard, just
Okay.
I guess at any time. It doesn't mean he has particular access to it. I think
Okay.
it's just a personal preference.
Okay. And then you know what cards, because you know your deck, you know what
Yeah.
cards you use. You know, now you don't have to keep it all in your
Right.
brain. You can just
Yeah.
glance and know.
Exactly. What did Ian say?
Okay. So.
You know what would be really cool is if we could get a view of these players' hands
Oh my gosh.
in the future. But
Yeah.
right now we're even struggling to see the board state, so we're gonna have to figure out what we can do. Oh, we have another camera view here?
We do. Hold on, let me stretch it out and everyone can take a look. So, yeah, we can't really see anyone's cards here, but...
It appears that Matt is wearing a
a
North Face jacket.
Yeah, and that would... No,
Very good brand, I hear.
Yeah.
Very reliable brand. Very big out here in the East Coast.
Yeah, well, you never
Where
know
it's
when
freezing all the time.
Yeah, you never know when your face is going to be in the north, right?
Right.
So,
I get it.
all right.
Oh no. That glare.
Yeah, it's we
I know.
initially thought it was the type of we initially thought it may be the type of card sleeves, but it's actually something to do with the light. I think Rob on the edge and Austin are both sitting under one of a brighter light.
Yeah.
So such is the way.
All right, so
And it looks like it is Austin's turn, right? So he's throwing.
I wish I had like a little lapel mic when I sat out there.
We could if in time, I mean, we have the technology to have headpieces, so we could talk back and forth. So we could close the door. Somebody could be out there. We could, but while we have the technology, we do not have the. I do not have the expertise in use. So such is the way.
Eventually, though.
Yeah.
eventually we're going to have a beautiful streaming service with millions of viewers all the time.
That would be fabulous, right?
I've actually hosted this stream on my channel, but I don't have a lot of regular viewers because I don't stream often.
I have never streamed.
Yeah, so we typically stream Warhammer,
Right.
and I've also streamed a couple little painting videos here and there, or magazine reviews or
Yeah.
things like that. But and we have done one other Commander pod,
Yes.
but
So it's possible that some of our viewers are also tuning out because
yes,
they're not Magic fans.
right, or they play Warhammer.
Yes.
But that's why I went in and renamed my. Actually, no. It says the category still says Warhammer.
Oh, well, let's get that updated, I guess.
Uh-oh.
Switch that over.
Yeah, let's go over to. Let's see here.
I believe.
Category. I thought I changed it to Magic. Boom. Okay.
All right.
Apologies, everyone. And also, no, I did. I promise everyone that I did edit this before we got started.
Yes, you did.
I must not have saved it properly. So this is Magic the Gathering.
This is the magic that happens behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you get to hear me
See
type
what I
through
did
it, which
there.
is actually most terrible. Magic the Gathering. I did all of this work.
Yes, I watched you do it, which is very surprising because I told you what the name of this segment would be.
With Mystery Masters.
Have you ever considered doing a not just streaming some Magic or Warhammer, but doing a talk show?
Yes.
I don't
yeah.
know that.
Because you can now on Twitch, instead of marking it as a game, you can mark it as either real life or just chatting.
Oh my god, we could
Yes.
Jack Chat.
Oh,
Huh?
wow.
We call it Jack Chat.
I don't know if that's a Jack Chat is a good. I don't think I have enough interesting stuff to say.
You never know. I've
You've
learned
been
in my
doing
experience
great.
you never know.
Hey, look, it's Warhammer Brian.
Hey, Warhammer Brian.
So I don't know that I have enough interesting things to say to keep things lively and fresh. What is the chance?
You know what I have to say right now? Is I smell some Chinese food.
Do you?
Yes,
I
yes.
don't.
It is wonderful that we work right next to a Chinese place.
There's Chinese and pizza.
Yes. For those of you who have not been down to the Bolter Hole, first of all, you should come. Second of all, there's some great restaurants in the area, like Dunkin' Donuts
Yes.
and
Rock and Coal Pizza.
Rock and Coal Pizza, and also Hunan Kitchen.
Oh,
the
yeah.
new Hunan Kitchen.
Yes.
Right. And the one thing I'll say about the new Hunan Kitchen is the landlord of the facility, Joe. Not the Joe that's sitting with us, a totally different Joe.
Not me.
He has he knew the old Hunan Kitchen,
Okay.
and because they had been here forever.
Yes.
But he said they replaced all of their cookware, like all of their ovens, all of everything was pulled out to the back and disposed of, and all new stuff was brought in. So it's already.
Oh, we have to talk about the beef barn.
Yeah, so it's all clean. Like it doesn't taste like your standard downtown Chinese, greasy MSG. This is actually it's very clean. It doesn't have a lot of that kind
Really?
of old school sort of Chinese flavor, And yes, you're right, Brian. The beef barn is.
So we happened to
right
just
down the
mention the restaurant that were in this plaza. However, down the street is the beef barn. I believe it's South Main Street, or maybe, perhaps, in Bellingham. And the beef barn is a great place to get some delicious food, not just beef.
Yeah, they have a chicken there as well.
I have to say yesterday.
Wonderful prices, by the way.
Wonderful prices, so it's great. It's great for people on a budget. They also have fantastic milkshakes.
Oh, do they?
Yes. Have you ever had a milkshake at the beef barn?
I'm not this is gonna make me almost sound like a communist.
my gosh.
But I am. I'm not a huge fan of the milkshake.
Really? Brian, have you ever had the milkshakes at the beef barn? Coffee, strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla, I believe.
So is the coffee real coffee?
Probably not.
Probably not. So yeah, flavoring. Not the.
I have to tell you, I'm really enjoying the conversation about food we're having with a nice backdrop of magic.
Yeah.
So anyways, yes, I actually do have to say that yesterday I purchased some nachos and pulled pork nachos at the Rock and Coal.
Yes, they
along
smelled
with some,
delicious and they looked wonderful.
They were very good, and along with some chicken tenders. And I have to say that I think I personally prefer the Beef Barn's chicken tenders.
Oh really?
Yes.
Nothing against Rock and Coal, but
Nothing against Rock and Coal, but the Beef Barn just really knows how to defrost their tenders.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
I have to add, since we're talking about food, if you ever feel a little, it's after the holidays, and it's the new year, and you want to, feel a little bit better about yourself in certain ways, if you just want to be active, we are also next to a workout world.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we are in the Workout World Plaza.
Yes, so actually before the Bolter Hole was here, Mike and I went to WoW as our primary gym.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Because for those of you who don't know, Mike and I live right down the street.
Yeah.
So it was the closest gym to us, so we went there. And now, I think one time last week, we went to the gym and then were able to come to the Bolter Hole after, which was just such a refreshing reward for going to the gym.
So not only could you work out your body, you get to work out your mind with Magic afterwards. If you
Yes.
feel
You
like
could, or any other of the board games. We're going into the what we call the Noah's Arcade section.
Yes.
And this is if you've ever played, if you've ever watched Wayne's World. If you remember, Noah's Arcade was their sponsor that made them talk about the arcade in their Wayne's World TV show. And they didn't like that because it kind of limited their authenticity. So then I always say that, when I'm starting to talk about the store, that I'm Noah's Arcading everyone. Because I'm, basically, Bolter Hole is a store as well as it's a store as well as a stream. And so we, I try to minimize my sales pitches, but but it's still hard because, it is also my store. So We'll see. So it looks like, I wonder how we're doing with life out here, because Ian looks like he has.
Oh yes, we
I'll
are
go get a
streaming a
life-
Commander
I will-
Magic event.
Yes.
I will
So
go
we
get
should
a life total.
probably at least
Ooh, looks like some foil cards happening in there. Ooh. And Rob just pulled something off the table. Oh, and he's putting something back, and it's at the top of his card pile. So Rob's deck wants to draw cards.
Yes.
Is that, okay.
card advantage in Magic. It's an incredible, powerful tool.
Is it?
Well, if you think about like a commander deck is 100 cards,
Okay.
so you have to, since you might not know, and maybe some of our viewers don't know, in Commander you have 100 cards and they're all unique.
Okay.
So you can't have
No-
any duplicates
no
of
duplicates,
any
okay.
card.
Except for basic lands.
Except for basic lands. So
Okay.
like the islands that we see on the fields. And so that means that there's certain cards that you want to draw in certain situations.
Okay.
So the more you draw, the more likely you are to draw those cards.
All
All right, we have an updated life total.
Ian is at 28.
Okay.
Rob is at 31.
So it looks like there's just a lot of whittling down
Yes.
of life.
I wouldn't even be surprised
Matt is at 45.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of these players are even killing themselves with their own resources.
That does happen.
Yes.
And Austin's at 29.
So it's, I mean, but
Sorry.
but as you said earlier, you know, the life total not as important as the life total is not quite as important as the combos that you might potentially
Right.
make, because effectively there are ways to create a card combination that gives you infinite tapping and untapping of resources. So effectively,
Yes.
your turn goes on until you kill
Yes.
everyone.
And pretty much your life source can also be used as a resource.
Yes.
Okay.
So it really
so
is
there's-
not much. Life is almost insignificant with these types of games.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was a so once somebody gets to the point where their combos are effectively infinite,
Yes.
that's just when everyone says, oh, okay.
So sometimes it really depends on the type of player.
Okay.
Sometimes a player will say, "I'd like you to play it out." So in that case, that would be asking them to show them how that combo would then win them the game.
Right.
But sometimes people will just say, "Okay, well, good game."
Right.
I've seen Rob and Ian come off so frequently that I know exactly how they do it. So I'm just one of those people that's like, okay, good game, scoop up and bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you have a card or a means in which to interrupt that
Right.
process.
Right.
And in which case, the interrupting of the
Yes.
process. So in theory, though, if you had a card that could interrupt and somebody
Right.
has played and they start on their way to start, they could, it's like, well, who are you targeting, right?
Yes. So
You might
one of
let
the
somebody-
reasons why blue is the most difficult color is because all the counter spells happen in blue.
Okay.
Or I would say probably like 90% of them happen in blue. And in that combo, you have to know what the key is, or like the most key pieces to that combo in order, like if I interrupt this, will this stop their combo?
Okay.
And sometimes it's just a part of the combo.
Okay. So but in theory, if you had the right set of cards to interrupt, you could let them kill a couple people and then be like, oh, well,
In theory, yeah.
now I'm going to stop you. And
Right.
now
Yeah.
you've kind of done your thing, and
Yes.
now it's my turn, and then
Right.
you could step in, and
Right.
and it depends solely
Yes.
on what order in which they attack.
Yes.
That's interesting. It's very thoughtful.
It is a very thoughtful game. There's definitely tiers of beginner,
Yeah.
master, or intermediate master.
Yeah.
Even oftentimes I have trouble countering things as part of a combo because you don't know which part to which part to, I guess, counter, and which one would be key to stopping their combination.
Right.
So.
Oh, sorry, I'm just clicking about and going on the I want to just post up a couple of links over here and there.
We should make it so that Facebook and Instagram knows when we're streaming.
Yeah, typically my wife, who is super duper taking care of the Instagram
Streaming
and the streaming.
Okay, the social media aspect of
Yeah,
business.
mostly the Instagram, but
Okay.
She usually tells me to. She tells me when to I send her information, she posts it, and then everyone knows. But currently, I totally didn't give her a heads up because this kind of came together a little late. So,
Right. I think another key place we could think about posting it is also on Twitter.
Yeah, so I haven't really figured out the whole Twitter yet.
Okay.
I'm not really sure. I want, it's sort of that social media, aspect that I don't,
Okay.
that I don't quite know or feel comfortable with.
Okay.
So, I guess people have whole Kanye West type conversations on Twitter, but I have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
I was just figuring out Instagram.
Yes, I'm definitely not an Instagram person myself.
And so, yeah.
I think Twitter has the ability to reach larger audiences. That's
Yeah.
why I say that.
Let's see. I'm doing the terrible thing. So, getting orders on for next week's order. Important stuff. Let's see. So,
Well, we can't leave without Matt. We have a hot date at Dave & Buster's.
Oh, do you? How far away is Dave & Buster's from here?
In Providence.
It's in
About 20
Providence.
minutes away.
Providence is only 20 minutes away?
From here, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's exciting.
Yeah, so you should check it out sometime.
And all of you are going to Dave & Buster's today?
We are planning to, yes.
Oh, well, you gotta tell Matt to, stop...
Start killing everyone.
Or start letting people kill him. I don't know. Who knew?
You guys might have to skedaddle and we might have to stay. Or you can stay and have Mike skedaddle.
That probably wouldn't be wise.
Yeah, that Mike would go to Dave & Buster's and sell all of her cards. Which we found out happened already. While she was in here. He came in with, phone deals and,
He did. He actually sold every single one of your cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. See all these fancy cards? Boom! Now they're on the in the glass behind the counter because if nothing, we've really prided ourselves in getting a good individual Magic card singles collection for sale. So we shall see. All right, let's see what's going on here. So it looks like Matt is counting. Ian is reading cards. So what is passing things back to Rob. There's pointing happening. Oh geez, there's a lot going on here.
Grapple with the past.
What is that? How do you know that?
Just from the picture, but I'm
Okay.
not 100% sure what it does. So it looks as though
So Matt
is looking through his graveyard currently,
which means he's probably
thinking of reanimating something.
okay. And Ian has this little notepad. I wish we could see what he's jotting down on
So
it.
that, a lot of players use those to keep track of their life totals.
Okay.
Yes, instead of dice.
Okay.
A lot of the time, dice can get bumped.
Yes.
Or And then what was my life total? You know?
Oh yeah. Oh, I bet it was 31.
Yes.
When actually it was 13.
Right.
Oh gosh.
What a critical mistake.
Yeah.
Or a critical on purposeness.
Yeah. When in the Warhammer, the realm of Warhammer, a lot of last year there was a lot of controversy because there were games that were streamed live, and one of the big tournament players accidentally, so he says, bumped a model forward, but they saw it on the stream. The model was pushed forward and suddenly had the range in which to shoot his weapons that he didn't have before, right? So, but it was on the video, and there was a lot of hubbub and stuff going on. So, looks like Matt just tapped a bunch of stuff. So, would that be sort of
I'm wondering.
a combo happening?
I don't think so.
No, or is that just building up?
But I could almost swear that I know what that card does, but I'm not sure.
Ah.
He's counting up his lands.
So.
Oh man. Wondering. Something big might be happening.
Oh, is that?
Matt might be winning right now. He might win right now. I don't know though. If Matt doesn't win, I'll probably have to head out.
Yes, that's totally acceptable. In which case, if everyone, since I really don't know what's happening, I might actually step out and move the mic out to the table so that folks can have a table side view of what's going on. So it looks like Matt is making some sort of move happen here.
Yes. Looks like Ian might even be looking up rules on his phone.
Oh. So. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of counting and tapping.
Yes.
Yeah, so it looks like there has to be something big occurring, right? Because you don't sell yourself out like that, because that also leaves you pretty unprotected, right?
Yes.
If you've tapped all your
Resources,
your
yes.
resources, so if somebody were to do that, they're kind of go all or go home. This also might be Matt's way of gracefully exiting, so we can go to Dave and Buster's, right?
I don't know if Matt would do that for 24 packs.
That's true. I mean, there's Dave and Buster's, there's 24 packs, plus a mystery masters. I mean, that's a lot. So, or maybe this was his plan all along, to leave a little after 5, gracefully late, and then also take all the packs with him.
Maybe. Wouldn't that really be the best of both worlds?
It would. So speaking of Dave and Buster's, there's also Apex. Have you been there?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think is better?
I think Apex appeals to different audiences.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I was only there with my child, so
Yes.
that's okay. Like
I'm trying to see if there's whose turn it is, what's going on, and I just
do not know.
I am just having trouble. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, certainly Matt just did a whole bunch.
Yes, yeah.
Kind of want to jump out and see if I can get a life total.
Okay.
So I might just bounce.
I might bounce out too,
All right.
depending.
Let me see.
All right.
Let's check life totals.
See you later, guys.
Okay, so we have a quick updated total. I'm going to bounce around. So we have, I'm going to move Ian's life total down this way. So Ian's life total is the same. Matt's life total, you might be shocked to find that Matt is now at 58 total life. Rob is still at 31, and Austin is at 27 total life. So we are. Let's see here. Well, let's everyone just say thank you to Alyssa for coming in. I know she's hooked us up to her personal stream, so that's cool. And off, but she's off now on her evening. And then so you're stuck with me for a little bit as I watch and try to figure some of this out, because if you don't know, this is all a little bit new to me. So we are figuring it all out as we go. Sorry for that loudness. It's fascinating to me that you have 100 cards. It seems like with the discard pile, like you'd get probably some decks seem to like kind of go through cards more rapidly. So something shiny just got popped off the board for Rob. And yeah, again, Austin, I feel bad because of I just can't see any of Austin's cards. All right, so it looks like we just Rob. I just stepped out. Rob just played some sort of counter that stopped a special ability from Austin. And it looks pretty hardcore out there. I mean, everyone is kind of in the same. Excuse me, the same life amount, and everyone has sort of a similar life total outside of Matt, who's just has so much more life. And I wonder if he's doing that because he knows if as time goes on, he will, maybe survive a little longer from some of these combos. And it looks like Rob is, getting organized. It looks like his turn is getting organized, getting ready to make a move, possibly. So I'm hearing people say things like "face the shadow," which is something that kind of scares me. Who knows what that means? Oh, and here comes Joe. It'd be good to get somebody here with a little more knowledge who can help me understand what's happening.
Hello.
Hola. So, you know, I heard. It looked for a minute that Austin was gearing up to do something, and then it looked like Rob played some sort of counter to that.
Yes, Austin was apparently going to play Desertion. Rob played Mana Drain.
So, can you? What does Desertion do? Oh,
That's
sorry.
a card I don't think I know just straight up off the top of my head. I
So
believe it's
is
a
it-
counter spell.
Okay, and that what it does is it just is that it does it in general. We don't have to be specific.
It's a very specific counter spell.
Okay, and then Rob just effectively countered the counter spell.
Yeah, that's how blue players work. They just
They counter each other. It's like, I have this. Oh yeah, well I have this until everyone's out of cards,
yeah.
and then whoever has whatever left in their hand.
Yeah, basically they're just gonna stop everything you're gonna do.
Okay.
Until, so that way you can't actually do anything in response to what they're doing.
Okay. Yeah.
Looks like Rob is really trying to go.
Yeah. Trying to just make some things get moving.
Yeah.
So I thought that the same last turn with Matt, who just did a whole bunch of stuff on everything. He piled things up. He went through his graveyard, he tapped all of those. He tapped all of those resources, and then suddenly everything going crazy. And now it looks like Rob might be trying to do something similar and make a move.
Put that upside down. Yeah.
You don't. Yeah, I have the name of the store is already on the stream, so we don't need to product place.
We do have our own coasters here, though. I will say that.
Are you having our own coasters? That's what you can see that Paul did a little product placement with the bolt-to-hole coaster for it.
Attempted to, and now he's fixing it.
He's trying to, but he don't know that. Yeah. Okay. There it is. I just did a quick update. That was my update there.
Oh, cool.
So
Like that life total.
yeah, I know.
That's just like, that's just gain.
Yeah, and I don't know if that has any.
It doesn't. For his deck that I know, it doesn't do anything except effectively stop people from actually beating him down for a while.
Okay.
But other than that,
But once you like light off like an infinite combo, it doesn't.
it doesn't matter.
Right. Unless you have something that's like after, so you can limit damage or things like that, right?
Yeah, there's some cards that like will prevent some amount of damage, or like cards like Angel's Grace, which makes it so if your life total would go below 1, it actually just brings it to 1, and you can't basically die that turn.
Okay.
Or Teferi's Protection, which actually removes all your happen to it until your next turn, and you are basically have protection from everything, so nothing happened to you until your next turn comes around, which is amazing.
Yeah, so, but what happens? So if you phase out and the game ends while you're phased out, then what happens?
That's a good question, because I have no idea. Well, actually, no, the game wouldn't end because you're still effectively in it until you hit the board back again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So somebody could eliminate everyone else and then you're gone. So you're like, but now I'm back, right?
Yeah. Then they have to deal with you there.
Okay. And can that be played as a counter, or is that played as like during your turn? So
It's an instant, so you can do it anytime. You're most likely going to do it when you know someone's going to potentially wipe the board or potentially theoretically kill you.
All right. So, so for instance, somebody finds an infinite combo.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like you can't stop. You say, fine, I'm phasing out.
Yeah,
Right.
if as long as you have that card, yeah.
So then they basically kill everyone else. Then you come back and you have a turn, basically, to stop them before they do it again.
Yeah, as long as they didn't fizzle through their turn. Otherwise, most likely they have that combo in place, so nothing's gonna actually
Because
stop
if you
them.
think about it, like an infinite combo just keeps going on, and you could argue like, well, I'm just gonna keep doing this. You never get your turn again.
Yeah, as long as you have a way to actually stop the combo, it is illegal to do. But if there's no way to actually stop an infinite combo,
you automatically lose the game.
Okay.
You have to have some way to stop it, because otherwise it makes an unfair and unfun board state. You know.
Well, this is bad. And
Yeah, apparently we haven't looked yet. So here's
what is that card with the lava in the middle?
Oh, that is a mana crypt.
A mana crypt.
I believe.
One.
Yeah.
What does that do?
So it is a one. Sorry. It is a 1-drop artifact that taps for 3.
Mana Crypt? Mana
Yeah.
Crypt is 0.
Oh yeah, no. I'm sorry. It's what is it? Mana Vault. I'm sorry. Excuse me. It is Mana Vault. So it's a 1-drop artifact that will tap to give you 3 colorless mana.
Oh.
And as long as it remains tapped, it will
Deal 1 damage to you at your upkeep.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you can pay 4 to untap it.
Okay.
Appears as though
You're active.
Matt just drew Splendid Reclamation.
Oh.
That means he's going to put every land in his graveyard back onto the battlefield.
Oh.
So that could be conditional win.
Oh. So.
I mean, he could have a lot of land, but he could then do something with that land.
Yeah. So once you get a card that's a key to your strategy, like that's a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
And out of 100 cards, you may or may not see that card. You hope for it the whole time, but you may or may not grab it every time.
Heart of the cards.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's board state is big except for
We need a Psych Rift on this
Austin's.
board.
What?
Psych Rift.
Oh my gosh, Cycris would be like one of the
Whoever cast that Psych Rift, it would put them in a very good place.
So what is that card?
Cyclonic Rift is a instant spell that you can cost 1 in blue, where you can return a permanent or a non-land permanent to the back to the owner's hand, but it has another ability called Overload. So if you pay the Overload cost, it effectively hits everyone else but you so you're gonna bounce everything that's not a land back to everyone else's hand, and your board state is still safe.
Oh.
So it effectively sets them back all the way.
Alright, it
Alyssa is
appears as
actually
though we're
leaving.
going to Dave and Buster's now,
Woo!
officially, so...
Hey, I hope you bust some Daves.
Thanks.
Nice.
I will. I'll try to boss that Dave.
All right. Thanks for stopping
Win me
by
a
today,
giant.
everyone.
Win me a giant plushie.
I will.
All right. So is that a blue card?
Yes, it is basically a blue commander staple.
Okay.
If you have blue in your deck, you're most likely gonna run it.
And if you have blue in your deck, are you also going to have a counter to it? Is there a counter?
Yeah, any counter spell will counter it, unless you have a card called Beseiju, which is a land that allows you to tap it to pay you 2 life and give you 1 colorless mana. And if it's spent to cast an instant or source spell, it cannot be countered. So
Oh. So if you tap that, you can't be countered.
yeah.
Interesting. So there are lots of ways in which to make this happen. So if you're going to have a cyclic rift, you are going to have that mana.
You're gonna
land.
need, you're gonna not always,
Not always.
but if you're gonna do it, you're only gonna cast it when you're pretty sure you're gonna get a clean shot of it, and no one's gonna counter it.
Okay.
Because it does cost 7 to do, so either
Okay.
you have a ridiculous amount of mana to have counter spells up at the same time, so you to protect it.
Okay. That's crazy. So much to think about. Like this game is like has a lot of intensity to it. And this game in particular seems pretty intense.
Yes, it is very for competitive people
Okay.
with very highly competitive decks, and I have played against all of them.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to do a quick bounce out, Joe, to just check life.
Yep.
Life check.
So it looks like Ian has played Intuition and is potentially going to get one of the key pieces for his combo that may or may not win him the game. Hopeful, maybe. Or just an answer to something that's potentially going on the board state right now. Still searching for another card for his intuition.
Just bring me. I've been a little thirsty today, and we have this delicious root beer. Root beer is one of my favorites.
Me too, personally, because there's no caffeine in it whatsoever. Or at least that's what the can says.
All right, godlike Keeger Bill says good luck to Austin.
Hey, fellas. What's going on in here? Are we not live?
Oh, we're live.
We are, but
There was a response. Somebody said good luck to Austin.
yeah. So
Oh,
no, what
Austin
happens
gets
is
to be watching.
what happens is occasionally when you click onto, if you're streaming to Twitch, and you click onto actual Twitch and try to watch yourself, like every time I've done that on this computer, whether it's some system based or not, like it always just turns off. So I don't know why that is.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. So let me update some light. So Ian is currently at 26. So let's get him to 26. And Austin is at 27, which is where he was. Matt's still at 58, and Rob is still at 31.
Matt's at 58.
Yes.
Yeah, Matt's just been gaining life. It doesn't do anything for his deck. He's playing against 3 non-aggressive decks, physically wise. They're just aggro. They're just combo decks. So it will be interesting to see how if one of the 3 combo decks is actually gonna do its thing.
Yeah.
It looks like he's really trying.
Yeah. Godlike Gerbil. That's what it is. Godlike Gerbil. I don't know. I said Keegerbil, but Godlike Gerbil. I mean, I'm a. Austin, Godlike Gerbil wants you to win. Okay, sounds good.
You gotta support it. That's all you need to know.
You having some root beer there?
Yeah, I'm having some root beer. We're almost out though.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking of doing? Once
Nope.
it gets into the warmer months, I'm gonna bring in
Vanilla ice cream.
vanilla ice
No,
cream.
that's
We're gonna-
just.
no,
Where
we're
would
gonna
you put
make.
it?
We're not gonna sell the root beer floats. We're gonna make them for ourselves. A nice little treat on the side.
For a good job. For a good day well done.
Yeah, I think we deserve that.
Yeah, deserve. I don't know if we deserve anything.
And I'm gonna get like a small pint. We have to finish it, so we're gonna have them.
No, I don't want ice cream.
Yes.
No, we don't need ice cream.
I mean, it doesn't sound right talking about root beer floats when it's like 18 degrees out at night here, but
As my grandmother would say, a moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips.
I don't know why we've. There it is.
no.
I don't know why we had got stopped there. Here we go. So we currently have. So Ian's at 26, Austin's at 27, Rob is at 31, and Matt is growing like a green deck at 58. So. Oh golly.
You okay there?
Well, a little root beer, gassy. Here we go. Let's see what's going on.
That grenade had a saying for it as well. Wherever you be, let your air go free.
Oh, well, that's
That covers multiple ends.
I know, right?
Yeah, well, that's make sure you don't get bellyache. That's for sure. So, yeah, it does. The lighting here might need some editing. If for the cards because of the
shine.
the shine off
Yeah.
that light, we could easily put a little screen up there.
So, where Austin sitting is directly right underneath the light.
Yeah, and those are good
Oh, so-
lights. They're good bright
Yeah,
lights.
they're very bright lights. These LEDs are amazing.
They are, but they make it hard to see through.
This store is very well lit, I will say.
It's lit, as kids say.
But
Dad
yeah,
joke.
the
Oh, Dad.
what's it called? The it isn't anything to do with Austin's specific sleeves. It's just to do with the light above it.
Yeah, that'll happen.
I don't understand this game.
Perfect. Get in the booth. Sit down.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. Let's hear
God,
your
no.
commentary for a second.
Oh, you've actually got a live mic. Oh, shit.
Yeah, we do have my.
Sugar.
So. It looks like there's some some deck changing hands.
A little bit of trade action going on.
So
little break from the
there are
action,
cards
make a
that
trade.
allow you to eliminate things from people's graveyards for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's called exiling.
Okay. So
One of the biggest ones is a land called Pajuka Bog. When it hits the field, you get to exile target player's graveyard, or things like Layla of the Void, which exiles the opponent's graveyard, and any card that would go to the graveyard will get exiled instead. They're great cards to really hate on anything that requires a graveyard for its function.
Okay, so a lot of stuff revolves around local meta, right?
Yes.
Because the things happening in different communities with Magic, that's not really going to affect what's happening here.
Yeah,
But-
every store's meta is different.
So if there was a lot of graveyard decks that built based on like bringing things back, then you'd want to build a deck effectively to eliminate that.
Yes, anything to keep them from reanimating or recurring anything from the graveyard.
Okay.
And the more you play at your local LGS, you will discover what the meta is. Usually ours is kind of varied. It's combo, and it's like a mixture of aggro and combo here.
So, if you're playing against a lot of combos, is it useful to like kind of surprise everyone with a like really fast like aggro deck where it's like a lot of damage quickly?
Yes, because most combo decks do not run very many creatures, so they have, unless they can keep bouncing your stuff back to your hand or just somehow have a board wipe, they cannot deal with a mass threat upon the board very well.
So if you can build quickly and do a quick attack before they get a lot of cards that can prevent it, then like a really fast sort of aggro deck could do some damage in a combo meta. But what would be the kind of scissor to the paper of an aggro deck? Would it be
usually a mid-range deck would do that.
Flyers, like a lot of flying creatures? Does that matter?
Flyers to a degree. Anything that will taxing decks will do that.
Okay.
Especially cards like Propaganda or Ghostly Prison, which are two cards that have the same ability. They're just different colors.
Okay.
That make it so that the opponent so the person attacking you has to pay 2 mana for every single creature that's attacking you.
Oh.
Which effectively slows them down. And there's cards that make it so that only like 2 creatures can attack every turn, or even 1.
Okay.
So anything that you can like potentially like keep them from just full on going at you with a mass amount of creatures is great. Like
Okay.
that.
Huh. Is that double land?
Where?
We just tapped the land.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, that is appears to be a Sulphur Falls.
Okay, which is
It
part
taps-
red, part white.
Part red, part blue.
Oh, part red, part blue. Okay.
There's actually nobody running any white at this table. It's every color but white.
Every color but white.
So Austin is running mono blue. Ian is running Grixis, which is red, blue, black. Matt is running Jund, which is red, black, green. And Rob is running Simic, which is blue and green. Which Simic is one of the returning guilds in the next Ravnica set coming up this month.
Okay.
We got a turning point here.
Ooh,
Oh, a turning point. I don't know what that means.
Paul, what is going on?
I don't know. Somebody's about to go into a combo,
Oh,
right? If we're yeah, whatever.
Well, we're gonna go ahead and announce it. Everyone gets spill secrets.
I have no idea what's.
So, Paul
Has
is
no idea
yelling,
what he's talking about.
who doesn't really know anything at all. But he Just kidding. But he's saying that we might be seeing an infinite mana happening, which would be pretty unique.
Switch, and I'll see what's going on.
Yeah, you go see what's going on. I'll tell.
And so we'll see if. So whose turn is it right now? Is it Ian's turn or is it Rob's turn?
It's tough to tell from here. I don't remember who's playing that. Oh.
So we're fighting it over an Isochron Scepter, which, when it comes into play, go ahead. I don't know.
So an Isochron Scepter.
Isochron Scepter is an artifact that, when it comes into play, you have to imprint another card, instant or sorcery, I believe, as well, with converted mana cost 2 or less onto it, so it gets exiled under it, and you effectively just pay 2 to cast a copy of it. But he has dramatic reversal on it, which allows him to untap all his non-land permanents, and because he has so many mana rocks, he can infinitely keep doing it over and over again.
Okay.
So I think they're fighting over to see if it's going to actually do anything right now.
Okay, so what would it do if it worked?
He's going to just make as much mana as he would ever dream of.
Okay.
And you can't just say you're making an infinite mana, you actually have to choose an arbitrary number.
Oh.
Whether it be 100, a million, 700 billion, you have to choose a definitive number.
Okay, so you choose a definitive number, and then you work from that definitive number.
Yeah, to cast pretty much any spell you would ever want out of your hands and or deck.
So, do you just keep drawing them, or no?
No, so this will just generate you all the mana you want.
You have to have stuff in
You
hand.
have to
do
have stuff to be able to play to actually utilize it.
Because if you don't, then eventually
You just
it
choose
hurts.
to stop. You could just be like, I'm just going to make 700 million mana, and that's it. I feel like it.
Okay. And who's doing that? Who's
Ian is trying to do that.
Okay. And they're trying to figure out whether it can be done right now?
Yeah. Well, it's officially could be done, but I think they're trying to disrupt in some fashion.
Okay.
Exciting.
So that's very interesting.
This is a very intense match. This is a...
No, there are a lot of great players out there.
Yeah.
And it resolved. Goal!
So then that means it happens.
It's going, yeah.
Okay, so Ian has figured out his he's getting his scepter combo going, which means I don't know. Like, what is he going to be able to do? Mega damage? Does he have the spells in his hand in order to use the infinite mana? I mean, these are things that I don't really know.
Yeah, we're not the best ones to be in the booth right now.
Certainly not, but that's okay. It's one of asking questions is also very important.
Yeah. I think we might be close on this one.
Yeah, I mean it's been a pretty tight game so far, and seeing if people have any means in which to stop, or because they could choose to not stop initially and then stop him later, right? And interrupt him a little later.
All I can say is a lot of pricey cards on that table right now.
Right, I still got a crazy amount of mana. Right, alright, cool. I'm gonna pass this.
So I think with the amount of mana, he basically is able to do a lot.
So
you can pretty much. I think now it just matters of what cards he gets to actually do some stuff.
Yes.
So always making people pay, making people tap, right? So
Yeah, I don't. Doesn't look good for everybody else at this point, but it may just.
yeah, but I mean, it still has to play out.
Yeah.
So if you have infinite mana, it may not matter.
Yeah, I wish we had Joe here right now so we could answer that question.
Speaking of,
so.
if we wish, and here he is.
So Joe, so with the infinite mana, that basically means he can do a lot of things. Right
He
now,
could
so-
have, but so what had transpired? So he got.
So the new. What happened?
So he got his Isochron Scepter out.
Yeah.
Rob played a Snapcaster. pulled out Mindbreak Trap from his graveyard. Ian attempted to cast Kess, but then realized he had no red mana available to actually cast her.
Oh, having unlimited mana doesn't matter if you don't have the right color combinations.
Yeah.
So what color mana does he have infinite of?
He had everything but red.
Oh.
So that was the issue. So now the whole strategy has shifted now.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you want to give me a quick life total update?
Was it everybody the same?
I'm pretty sure no one's lost your... I'll double check.
Wow. Yeah, this is definitely intense. This is another great matchup. We always have some really good matchups here at the Bull Troll, where Commander is our one of our favorite formats. We're also getting into Modern on Sundays, so we haven't got our setup for streaming for that, but we potentially could do the featured match tomorrow for maybe the finals or a featured match each round ending.
Yeah, and we do have we've just put up some leaderboards for our Friday nights and our Friday Saturdays all together.
Yep.
So
all the same.
No.
So Ian is at 26, which where it was. Rob is at 29. So Rob is down to 29.
All right, Rob took a hit.
And Matt is still at 58, and Austin is still at 27. So it looked like Ian maybe tried to take a chunk out of Rob.
Yeah.
And Rob said, "No way, Josie."
Well, no, Matt is actually fairly new at Commander, and he's actually picked it up. I know he's really into Modern, so it's a nice shift into a different format for him.
Yeah. So how hard is it to change formats? I mean, is the game vastly different?
Yeah, well, I mean, instead of 1v1, you're playing against multiple people, so it's a different kind of strategy for the game. Some people enjoy that more. Some people do like the one-on-one. There's a lot of things that come into play. There's table politics and whatnot. So, because I mean, if a four-person pod, there's like 3 different people you could be targeting. So,
No.
no, it's a different beast. I mean, it is a casual format, but it tends to get pretty competitive, especially with a lot of packs on the line. And some of these competitive events bring out people with their big decks. A lot of times it's an arms race. So.
Yeah. It looks like Austin has. So that when you put the dice on the card, typically you're keeping track with counters of something that's going on the card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so Austin has grabbed a couple of cards, done some played a couple of cards, tapped a couple of cards, and he has those dice counters on his mat. So he has the ability to grab a couple of cards off the top and put them back. Well, that's a nice ability. And it looks like we've moved over to Rob, who has looks like he's doing some counting. Oh, he's also changing some numbers. So I'm gonna bounce out really fast.
All right,
Take a look at the numbers here.
We'll stare at the screen. How's everybody doing out there? Multiple live streaming on Twitch.
Okay, we have. So Rob is down to 22.
What's that?
I think so.
Is that what you want to do?
I guess. Okay.
You jump back in.
I haven't decided yet, but we can switch it off.
Oh, you didn't write that down?
No, it's Olivia.
Okay. Oh, all right. So we'll,
All right.
All right, move it here.
we'll
We're
swap.
playing musical chairs, yo.
Hey, welcome back.
What is I wonder what Rob. It looks like he's putting some stuff down. I wonder if he's making a move to now that they, 'cause now you have a good idea what Ian's plan is, right? So, and then now you can factor your plan in. So maybe Rob has figured that out. And now it's back to Matt, who is untapping, grabbing his stuff. So, let's see. It's,
Tappa.
Oh, and then throwing down a card. Do you know what that card is by the...
Which one? Which
The
one?
one that Matt just played?
I do not.
No.
No, I don't.
Alyssa could tell them what they were.
Oh, she could, yeah. My eyesight is terrible, so
Maybe you should get glasses.
I probably should, Jack.
Yeah, I didn't go out and get shelves today.
Oh, I know.
I'm going to probably stop on the way in tomorrow.
Nah, that's no worries. We got all this going on today.
All right.
I think it might be Chronic Lantern. I might be wrong about that. I think that means.
Yeah, so Matt looks like he's making some moves and tapping some stuff and some aggressiveness.
Very aggressive.
So and
why is he so aggressive for a casual format? Why can't they all get along? They should just shake hands and then split it all.
It looks like Rob is responding, and Austin has some sort of a response happening.
We almost got a report, but
So we have. Oh, so then Rob has just lost a card to the. And then you'll have Austin is tapping, maybe tapping in order to not. Ooh, oh, and then Matt goes a big tap, a giant tap in the general direction of somebody else. And down. Alright, and now Ian's drew cards may have moved on to Ian's turn. I feel that Matt may not make his date to the Busters.
yeah, I mean, if the Lavoie family is watching now, Matt's got a lot on the line right now. This is a very tense game. It's got a lot of life. I mean, if he was set to be defeated, I mean, he could have just scooped and gone to Dave and Buster's. But he's having a lot of fun here.
Mm-hmm.
He's having a good time. I'm sure he can watch this stream later.
I've got different attachers.
Well,
Yeah, go. Draw your answers.
Uh-oh. Wonder what's going on. And what's an infant hatchery do?
I don't know. Good question.
Oh, so he's making somebody draw, like, a whole bunch of cards?
Swan Song.
What is Swan Song?
It's a card from Theros.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what it does because I'm.
I have an infinite cast with automatic reversal inside my scepter, so I can feed into his wrist instead of getting answers.
Oh.
This is really a recommendation, and I'll make
So
something.
he's giving Rob answers.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
I guess it's a good thing.
So is he helping Matt in order to do something to one of the other players?
Well, he might be For some way, he's manipulating the board here. I don't know
Yeah.
exactly what's.
Yeah, so Gob had to pick up like 100 cards just now. Well, not 100 because you only start with 100, but Gob had to pick up a ton of cards. And now maybe there's just too much in his hand.
I think
to manage.
he said something about him using his heuristic scrying to help. So he basically searches his deck for an answer to whatever.
Okay.
So.
Wow.
So he was.
So he had to draw cards until he got
found an
a
answer
solution,
to-
which was Swan Song,
Which
he
was
played.
Swan Song, yeah.
So he made whatever he did, he made stop.
Okay. Life.
You were at 22.
Life call.
He was at 22.
What was Rob's last total?
Who was it?
Rob.
The last total was 22.
He just lost 6 life.
Oh, 6. Okay.
Matt could have potentially killed multiple people.
Oh,
why
They
didn't
were
he?
but they were. So Matt went to go play Sundered Reclamation, which would return all his land cards from his graveyard back onto the battlefield.
Oh.
But he has a creature called Obnixilus who has an ability called Landfall, which triggers every single time a land enters the field. So what it essentially does, he gets 3 wound counters on him, but he also deals 3 damage to an opponent. So he theoretically could have done 60 damage out.
Oh.
To
Why
find
didn't
it, because they countered his spell.
Oh.
Yeah. They were literally just trying to Ian and Rob worked together to be able to dig away to find a stop to it.
Oh, okay. Oh, so is that what that was? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, and can you update Ian just changed his life total?
24.
And now Ian is
24.
down to 24 from 26, so he took a couple too.
I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll be left front. Alright. So, pretty intense out there. It's pretty intense happenings.
Hey, listen. Okay.
Notes, so Ian is untapping. Trying to figure out maybe what his next step is. Oh, that looks like a very interesting card. It's a really cool looking card. It looks like a lotus petal. But I don't really know what it does, but it's really cool looking.
So Jack, a Lotus Petal is a 0-drop artifact, so you don't have to pay anything to cast it. And what it does, you just sacrifice it to 1 mana of any color of your mana pool.
Which I bet would be red.
It might be at this point. Who knows?
Well, if you needed red and needed to infinite it.
Well, I don't know if he's gonna infinite now, but it's a real hard battle between all 4 players.
Is it?
It's like a deadlock almost. They're just each duking it out, trying to stop each other from being able to combo off. So
Yeah, well,
this is anyone's game at this point.
Well, there are only 2 hours left of the store being open. I have a feeling it might be late tonight.
Maybe I don't know. I mean,
This is a good game.
I've been to get a game where it took us 7 hours to finish.
Oh, wow.
That's not probably gonna happen, is it?
No.
David Buster's is a bust.
Oh, well, not for everyone.
Why don't we all call it a day and go to David Buster's?
Yeah, I've never been there.
Nah, no thanks.
Why?
Well, because going playing video games isn't the same if I went with my daughter. So
Well, you bring her.
I'll have to drive to Framingham and then drive back.
Well, have
Yeah, it's
your
not the
wife-
same. It means you can just let your hair down.
Thank you. You know what? That was just totally uncalled for.
All right, I'm gonna leave.
Thank goodness.
Oh my gosh, you're too much.
Let my hair down. Humph. So I have a couple. I don't. Over the last couple hours, we had a godlike gerbil and a delirium 85 following us. Hey, thanks for following us. We appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
That's you. You're delirium, aren't you?
Oh golly, never mind. Man, oh man.
Are you on like your phone on Twitch, like leaving those comments?
No,
That's shit.
I don't go on Twitch. I
Oh,
don't have a Twitch.
yeah.
Your face twitches.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Well, that was
Why are
cool.
we so mean? Why is it? Why does meanness have to factor in all the time?
It's not meanness. It's banter.
Banter.
It's witty banter. Because we're classy like that.
Witty banter.
There's nothing better than a backhanded compliment.
There's nothing worse. I always think about when Smurfs did the live action movie. They were like
Oh, why would you think of that?
talking about passive aggressive Smurf, and they said, you know, he still says things and they sound really nice, but they make you feel so bad. Yeah, that's what passive aggressive Smurf does.
That's actually there's a passive aggressive Smurf now.
Well, look, I can't go back 10 years and update you on every single Smurf.
I don't believe there was ever a passive
There's a
aggressive
passive
Smurf.
aggressive Smurf. Just
I
like
thought they were all happy, and there was one that was grumpy. Just
no, there's a Smurf for every occasion. There's a narrator that talks about things that are happening in front of you. There's an et, right? A Smurfette.
yeah.
Who was
there-
made by Gargamel.
Wasn't
Yes.
that this? There was only one female.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you've obviously not been in touch with Smurfs because there's an entire village from the lost forest that are
Oh.
all female Smurfs.
You know what? I'm gonna rehash my whole Smurf experience. You know, if you choke a Smurf, does he just turn blue?
Okay.
Or a different
I
shade?
would ask you why you would ever want to choke a
I know,
beautiful,
I-
adorable, magic blue creature.
Because I thought they were the villain of the whole story.
No, Gargamel is the villain.
Oh,
Gargamel and
No,
the
I thought
cat.
I thought they
Gargamel
were.
and the evil cat Azrael.
All right, the cat can never be evil.
Yeah, he is.
That was
No.
Scruffy Cat.
Scruffy cat.
Anyway, let's get back. Maybe we could get an updated life total over there.
Want me to do a
No.
life total?
That would be,
Or what's going on exactly?
What's going on?
Had it been blue.
Austin has been coming in a couple times. He's been in here a few times, and he's won every time he's been in.
Yes, he is a brand new player.
Ian is slowly exploding inside himself, whatever that means.
Oh, no.
Is that some kind of term?
I don't know, but that doesn't sound good.
Um,
There's a toilet.
but
Yeah, Austin is brand new to this storm. This is his second time,
Yeah,
I believe.
and
And
he's,
he's just been a massive force that has just blown through.
yeah.
He
So-
has 7 kills to his name because we have a standings at the end of every week.
Well, and so here's the thing: is I wonder if he has a surprise up his sleeve. I wonder if he's patiently waiting it out, and people are gonna keep trying to do their infinite spells, and then he's going to just
He's
be
just
like-
patiently waiting for the other two to duke out.
and then and it looks like Rob is currently. I mean, Ian keeps moving his little. Thing.
Someone's scooping. Looks like Matt has scooped.
Matt has scooped.
Oh, wait a minute.
Not
This
Matt.
is it.
Oh,
This is it.
what's going on?
Come on out.
All right, so we don't know what's going on, but there is some scooping. Matt has.
Wait, which one?
Wait, who won?
Wait, what's happened?
Yeah.
Anybody?
Oh.
Oh wow, we don't really.
So Ian has. So Ian has officially won the pod.
Ian
He
has won the
stormed
pod.
off with Aetherflux Reservoir on the field
Oh.
and essentially cast a bunch of spells and killed everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
That was intense.
So
It is finally over. What a game.
So okay, so let's walk through what just happened. So Ian had an Aether
Flux Reservoir, which is a 4-drop artifact that keeps gaining you life for every spell you cast in your turn, and it has the added ability of
damage.
You pay 40 life to deal 40 damage to an opponent, and everybody's life total was well below a 40,
except for Matt.
But he gained so much life he could just reuse it every time.
Okay, so he that was a combo that he needed to get. So he built his combo and managed.
He actually got to pass through it.
Okay, so he gets one of what edition of?
What?
What was the Master's 25?
Oh, funny enough, he got a Master's 25 pack.
Okay, so hey Ian, do you want to come in here and do a quick exit interview?
Take like a minute. I feel good about winning.
You don't feel good about winning?
No, because I forgot a very important trigger and the table let me take it and I won that turn. So I don't feel good about that.
Okay, so you won, but you don't feel good about it because you forgot something that somebody pointed out to you?
No, I pointed out to myself I wanted the grace of the table.
You wanted the grace of the table. Well, that just shows you how wonderful of a group of people you were playing against.
Indeed.
So we're gonna so Ian won, and he won basically because he had missed a trigger, and then he pointed out the trigger on the table, let him play it, which just shows just kindness. But it was a long game. We're at I don't even know how many minutes honestly, but it was a long game, fun game. Ian takes it with an infinite trigger, wins a bajillion packs in the winner take all, plus a Master's 25. So exciting times. Well, everyone, I really want to thank you all for tuning in, and we're gonna call it a day. We're going to call it a day.
Let's talk to Ian.
Oh, well, we are going to talk to Ian. Oh, geez, instead of calling it a day, let's talk to Ian really quick. So, there's Ian, and we get to see up his notes. So, Ian.
Hello.
Hi. Now, you, in addition to wearing a Bolter Hole shirt, which is fabulous, you just seemed like a pretty hard fought. Like it looked like you were trying to trigger a couple rounds ago, and did Rob he drew his deck into lose to counter you?
So what happened was I tried to combo off the Dramatic Scepter combo with Frantic. I'm sorry. It's Ice-Crown Scepter and Dramatic Reversal, which would untap all my permanents, so it allows me to untap all of my mana rocks as well as the Ice-Crown Scepter itself, which would theoretically produce infinite mana if I have enough mana rocks. Rob was able to dig really deep, and he was able to stop my combo despite a extensive counter war, and we ended up going another round around the table.
Okay.
And then one of the spells that I had played in the counter war was a Pact of Negation. And when it came around to my turn, I had forgotten to pay for the upkeep trigger. And at that point, if you don't pay for it, you lose the game.
Oh.
It says explicitly on the card you lose the game. At the grace of the table, they allowed me to back up my turn and pay for this spell so I didn't lose on the spot. And that turn, I was able to line up enough support for my combo to allow it to go off.
Okay.
So I ended up playing a Dramatic Scepter combo, which makes infinite mana. It also creates an infinite storm count, and I followed it up with an Aether Flux Reservoir. So each time you cast a spell with Aether Flux Reservoir in the field, you gain 1 life for each spell cast before.
Okay.
So if I have an arbitrary number of spells that I've cast that turn, I gain arbitrary amounts of mana. The second effect on the card is to pay 50 life, and target player loses 50 life.
Okay.
So with that, you generate an incredible amount of life, and then you just dome all of your opponents for 50 life.
Okay. So now you said as I was yelling back and forth with you about coming in, you didn't feel great about it. I mean, you had a good strategy. The cards were there, but you made a mistake, and by the grace of the table,
exactly.
and you know, for as competitive as it looked, still a really great table to play against a lot of great people.
They are.
So Ian is at one of the guys at the top of the leaderboard at the Bolter Hole right now.
Scooting closer.
Oh yeah, so I could actually maybe move the camera.
Phantom arm going on right here.
So, so you know, I mean, there's a lot of cards on the line. I mean, you haven't even opened the pack yet, but are you going to? You gonna bring them home and open them?
Well, I think maybe.
Yeah.
That's up in the air. We're
It's up in the
gonna
air.
figure out what we're gonna do with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, great game. So, how many total kills did you end up with today?
So 2 for the first spot that I won in, and 3 in this one, so 5.
Okay. Exciting. Yeah, that's good. And then, so then two more wins on the victory board. Another 5 people on the kill tally. So it's pretty crazy. It's some good stuff. Are you going to be joining us next week as well?
What are you doing? What are you doing next week?
Well, we have a commander next week, but we don't. I don't know if Paul has decided what's on the line.
Okay. Yeah. More likely. Yeah. I'll be.
Okay. Well, it was congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in for a short interview. And hey, everyone out there, thanks again for tuning in and watching the stream. And check us out. This video will end up on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. And thank you again for tuning in. Good night, everyone.